No vídeo de hoje nós vamos conhecer a história de um sobrevivente do 11 de setembro que caiu do 22º andar.
When you woke up that morning, what did you think your stresses were?
Losing in fantasy football because I was watching Monday Night Football.
You were playing fantasy in '01.
Yeah.
Do you remember who played that Monday night?
It was Broncos and Giants. I think the Giants lost.
The Giants retreating to a red-eye back to New York as they start the season 0-1.
Só uma coisa, fantasy football, eles chamam de futebol fantasia, né? É como se fosse assim, é uma espécie de cartola, que tem aqui o pessoal brinca no cartola, faz a escalação, é como se você brincasse fazendo um jogo em cima da liga de futebol americano lá que eles têm, né? Tem para todos os esportes, eu acredito. Que ele tá fazendo, é como se ele estivesse falando assim, ó, o que você lembra daquela manhã? Ah, eu lembro de brincar no cartola. Aí ele pergunta assim, nossa, já tinha isso em 01? 01 é 01, ou seja, em 2001, né? A gente não fala lá em 98, lá em 99, então lá em 85, 01, 01.
I'm looking at the points. I'm like, did I win? Did I lose? You know, I got my briefcase. I get in the car. I drive to the train station. I was a little late from watching Monday Night Football, so now I'm a little tired, right? So I'm getting into work a little bit later now. I kind of missed the train, get the next one, go down, miss the express.
Okay, so you go to work.
Yeah. So I go to work.
I go to work. Vamos lá, ó. O que ele tá falando aqui, ele tá contando a história, né? Como que foi aquela manhã pra você? Faço isso, faço aquilo, blá. Aí o cara fala, bom, então tá bom. So, you go to work. Então, você vai pro trabalho, né? You go to work, né? O vai para o trabalho é go to work. Mas ele não fala so, you go to work. Ele não fala assim, ele fala so, you go to work. Então, you go já emenda com to work, que vira go to work. Tá? Então, go to work vira go to work. So, you go to work. Aí ele repete, sim, I go to work. É isso aí, eu vou pro trabalho. I go to work. Vamos escutar de novo.
I'm a little tired, right? So I'm getting into work a little bit later now. I can't miss the train, get the next one, go down, miss the express.
Okay, so you go to work.
Yeah. So I go to work.
I go to work. Ó, de novo.
Go down, miss the express.
Okay, so you go to work.
Yeah. So I go to work. And then
Certo?
I come up the big escalators and path. Get into the lobby there, granite lobby, One World Trade.
And everything is functioning normally.
Everything's functional, it's all great. I got into the elevator and I hit 64, which is the floor. I went up to 61 as an express from 44. And then it was 61, 62, 3, and then so I hit 64. All of a sudden, the elevator just shook violently. The lights flickered a few seconds. It stopped. You know, we were like, what the hell just happened? It kind of, I guess, reset, and then it came back down to 44. So the elevator went down.
Great.
Elevator door opens. There's complete mayhem. People screaming. You see, you can't even tell which way they're running. There was smoke on the floor, heavy smoke. You can even see across the lobby to the second set to the other elevators. It was hard to see, and people were just like screaming, running all over the place. Because I believe some of the elevators actually, the cables got severed. They dropped. They exploded when they hit. So different things were happening. We backed up into the elevator. And again, instinctively, I just wanted to get up off the floor. So I hit 64. I'm just praying that the thing doesn't stop.
What about that moment would make you want to go back up? You're a structural support guy.
Yeah, but I didn't know what happened at the time. All I knew was that the building was still there, and
Esse cara trabalha, para quem não sabe, ele trabalha com structure support. Ele trabalha com assistência de estrutura de prédios, de casas, de estabelecimentos. Então, assim, ele é um cara que entende de engenharia. Ele pergunta, como que você vê essa cena e de repente você decide voltar, né? Você decide subir, porque ele ia no 64. Tá no 44. Como que você decide voltar pro andar que você ia? Tipo, o que te levou a pensar e decidir fazer isso? E não sair fora do prédio?
I didn't know what I was going to walk into with people, with the heavy smoke and people screaming. I thought something happened on that floor.
Isolated to that floor.
Right. So I figured if I can get away from that situation. Like, you're not going to walk into, at least me, I wouldn't just walk into something that I'm not aware of what I'm walking into unless I see like an opening. So I didn't even know where to go, right? In hindsight, of course, everything's 20/20 hindsight, right? You go back, you're like, shit, I should have just walked through there and found the staircase and just left.
Well, tough to say you did anything wrong.
No, it's not wrong or right. That's what I'm saying. It's not wrong. It's just looking back, I would have done it differently. So I hit 64 and now we go back.
Quando ele fala hit, ele traduz ele como bati, tá? Eu bati no 64, mas o hit é de apertar o botão. Então, entra no elevador, I hit 64. Eu aperto o 64, que é para onde ele vai. Tá? Então, o hit aí é de apertar o botão do elevador, tá? Não é de bater, é de apertar.
Go. Get up to 64, the door's open, right? The people that I see are Pat Hoey, who was my boss at the time, who was just an amazing person. I went right up to him. He was in the corner office. I said, Pat, I said, well, do you know what happened? He goes, Pasquale, I don't know. He goes, but I was like thrown out of my chair. He goes, I'm just calling to see, what's going on. Then I saw Steve Fiorelli, Lisa Tritola, who sat next to me on the other cubicle. Now no one's leaving, so the floor is empty except for 15 people that were there that I just walked in that didn't leave. Now, I know you're gonna ask, why didn't they leave? I have no idea. I found out later that there were calls, and it was actually published in the newspaper. They were told to stay until so they would not block, so the idea was maybe lessons learned in 93, the plane hit above us, the fire's above us. The firemen have to get to that, right? The staircases get clogged with people, right? And when they're evacuating, at least on the lower floors, the firemen can't get up now, right? Now you're blocking the stairs. So in an efficient manner, you want to get the firemen as quickly as possible to that floor to fight the fire, right? So if you fill the staircases, now you're blocking that. And depending on how crazy it is going down there, no one can go up.
And at the time, the first tower's hit.
At the time, Tower 1 was hit,
Tower
correct?
1.
The one I was in, yeah, the North Tower.
Who said stay?
Someone said stay on the phone to Pat
that's what I'm
Hoey
talking about.
from the security desk
From
downstairs.
the security desk.
Yeah.
Now, in times of emergency, I'm no longer listening to the security desk.
No, absolutely right.
Yeah, fine.
Now when things happen, I just run right out. I don't care what it is. So now it's
Vaza.
like here, right? Everything's lit, things are nice, there's no issues. At least on that floor, so I pick up the phone and I call my wife.
Cara, só um comentário, é tão grande, quem já visitou lá, é tão grande assim, eles têm as piscinas, né, do memorial, o espaço onde a gente ficava é tão grande, cara, é tão grande, que dá até pra entender, assim, sabe, que o negócio é um quarteirão, cara, então assim, por mais que as imagens sejam bizarras, você até entende, e essa história aconteceu com várias pessoas, elas ficaram, cara, porque não... o negócio é tão monumental, o tamanho das torres é tão gigante que, tipo, dependendo do andar que você tava, não era tão óbvio assim de sair, sabe? Pra muitas pessoas. Embora pra outras, né? Pessoal, teve gente que, pô, na mesma hora nem sabia o que tava acontecendo, pegou e saiu fora. Que é provavelmente o que eu ia fazer, porque eu sou medroso pra cacete. Mas, enfim.
We're picking up the phone and he was on the other end and he said, Louise, don't be alarmed, but can you turn the television on? And I jumped up right away and I thought, oh, okay, sure. Like what's going on, And he said, I don't know. He said, but something happened to my building, but can you turn the television on and let me know if you see anything? And I said, oh my God, it looks like the top of your building is on fire. And as I'm listening and kind of like watching and kind of taking it in, I said, they're saying a plane hit the building.
I said, okay, I guess that's what it is. I don't even know. I said, okay. I said, do me a favor. I said, can you please tell me, just on the building, just say low, middle, or high. I said, did it hit in the middle of the building? Did it hit high in the building? Or did it hit low in the building? Because now I'm in the thinking process, right? And I'm thinking,
I can hear it.
I'm thinking, if it hits low, I'm screwed, right? I gotta get past a fire below, right? 44th floor where I was, if it hit there, I'm screwed. If it hit middle, I still don't know because I'm on the 64th floor, right? It's about halfway up. And she said, no, it hit pretty high.
I said, where are you? Are you in the building? And he said, yeah. And I said, what are you doing in the building? You have to get out. There's a plane hit the building. He said, no, don't worry, we're fine. We're gonna figure out what to do. I'm here with other coworkers. He goes, I'm okay, you know, I'll call you back. I said, Pasquale, please, just, you know, just get out, you know, just go.
Now you go into that mode where you're like, okay, if you exit the building and then part of the building's burning on top and the pieces of it fall, you're gonna get hit with it. The top quarter of the building collapses, yeah, it's gonna come down on that floor, but then also topple wherever.
I know which way to turn, what to do, go upstairs, go downstairs, go outside, call someone, you know. And I remember like his shirt from work, I think the day before that, he had like left somewhere, maybe at the, I don't know, on the bedpost or on a chair or something. And I remember like I grabbed his shirt and I put it on me because I wanted to feel him, you know, with me. And we have a cross on the wall upstairs, and I just said, God, Jesus, please just, you know, just be with him right now. And I remember I had grabbed the crucifix and I just kept it with me like the whole day, just praying and, you know, hoping that he would, you know, be home or call or just get out of there or whatever. So
you got firemen now going up to the scene, right? Think about that. Like they're as much as we say like, why didn't we leave? Like you could look back and say, well, why did they go up, right? But they're going up. So you think, okay, the fastest way to get the people that need their help is stay out of their way. So now the firemen are going up the stairs. When they get to our floor, say, hey, all clear, you guys head down. We would do that. Now the second plane hit, right? We didn't see that, right? Actually, there was a conference room in the middle core. There was one of the rooms there, and it was coming a little bit grainy. I actually saw it replayed on that, where it hit the other building.
And so I thought,
Tá vendo? É tão grande que eles não viram bater no outro prédio, cara. É bizarro, né? Eles não simplesmente passou batido.
oh my God, I can't believe this is, like, it was just one horrific event after another that was so unfathomable that it was a nightmare. It was just a real nightmare. And I remember thinking, all right, well, maybe that's got to be the last thing bad to happen, because, you know, I always hear things happen in threes, right?
Yeah.
So the phone kept ringing, people kept calling, and they were very tentative because they knew how pregnant I was, and they were like, oh, have you heard from Pasquale? Did he go to work today? And I'm like, listen, I know what's going on. Yes, he called, he's okay, you know, as far as I know right now.
Some people didn't want to leave. And
Wow.
it wasn't until, and the decision was made to leave when Pat Hoey and I, we constantly were walking around the floor, like making assessments. We finally saw some smoke coming in. So as soon as that happened, we were like, let's get out of here. We gathered up where we had flashlights in case we encountered anything going down. People got some waters and stuff. And then we lined up single file, made the phone call, left that one open, and then proceeded out to the hallway, to stairway B. When we decided with the floor with the smoke, Steve Ferrelli and I, who was one of the project managers at the time, he and I went out into the hallway, opened up the door, and the stairway was clear. There was like no smoke in the stairs.
Okay.
It was well lit. There was no one in it. So we reported back to everyone to say, listen, the stairways are clear. There's no one going up or down right now. There's no smoke. You know, we should get out of here. You know, and he and I even said to us, you know, what the hell are we still doing here? Now I called my wife a second time.
And he said, you know, we're still here. And I was so angry. I was like, why? Why are you still there? Like, why, you know? And it just led into this whole thing. And he said, no, we're leaving. We're going to be leaving. It's okay. We're fine. It's very calm here. We're going to make our way down. So I said, okay, Pasquale, please, just call me when you get out of the building, when you're far away and you're able to talk, or just let me know that you're okay. And so that was the last I heard from him.
But Pat was probably towards the middle of the pack. Steve, you know, Franco. Right behind me was Janelle, Guzman, and Rosa. So now we start making our way down the stairs. And we're going down at a pretty good pace. So we felt a rumbling on our floor. And we attributed it to, like, again, some kind of structure. It was then also that we decided we just gotta get out there. Maybe the building's not stable at this point. So now we're making our way single file down the stairs. You know, not running down, not walking slow. We're just, you know, as quickly as you can go downstairs.
This is clock management now.
Yeah, this is probably maybe 10, 15 minutes or so. Something like that, 10 minutes.
Got it.
So now we get into the stairs and we're going down. And it was fine until we got into like the the 40s, and then we encountered some firemen with all their gear on. I'd say it was probably 6 of them, 6 or 7. They were sitting on the stairs, and I'm, you know, so we were stepping like around them, you know, which like, you know, and because they were exhausted. I mean, you just went up 40 flights of stairs with gear, right, heavy gear,
Yeah.
and now you're taking a breather. And one of the firemen said, which I thought was odd at the time, but he said, hey, listen, he goes, if you want to get out of here any quicker, there is an elevator working if you get off on the 23rd floor, and you can take that down the rest of the way. I remember shouting out, I was like, hey, we could take an elevator on 23rd if you want. I was just throwing it out there. Everybody's like, no, no. You know, everybody yelled like, no. Right? So we just continue. But now we haven't reached 23 yet. And now we continue going down the stairs, and then I see 23, right? And I remember that's what triggered it. I'm like, we could get off here, but we're not, right? No one's getting into an elevator at that point again. So, and again, we were all gonna go in or not. At this point, we formed this kind of like cohesive, yeah, we're all together. Went down one more flight, got to 22. I was halfway down the stairs, and the way it works, it was the landing, 22. You go down the stairs, there's a platform. You go down another set of stairs, and then another door to go to 21. So I'm here on just past 22, the door.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going halfway down the stairs, and then everything started to rumble. Tremendous pounding noise from above, like a freight train.
Sound.
Vibration, sound, everything else. It was just, you know. At the time I had my briefcase, instead of like carrying it this way and then over my shoulder this way, I just took it and I put the strap, you know, around me across my chest, and it was on my back. So now I have this on my back, I'm halfway down the stairs, everything starts shaking, and just, you know, just instinctively, I didn't even have time to think really. I remember looking back kind of quickly with everything shaking, and I saw Rosa and Janelle open the door because they were like screaming, and then the other people were screaming. They opened the door to 22 and they tried to run onto the floor, right? Because now we're thinking something's falling through the stairs, something's rumbling down and stuff. I didn't have time to run up or run down, and just instead I looked back and I dove from basically the middle of the stairs. I just like took a couple of steps and I jumped, and I landed on that intermittent platform landing, and I just put myself right into the corner, and I curled up and tried to make myself as small as possible in the corner there, thinking whatever's falling through, there was nothing to protect me other than the floor below me and the 2 walls that I can get into a corner on. So I just kind of curled up like this for whatever was happening. I had like nowhere to run at that point. And
the freight train sound
sound
was
just
the collapsing?
Collapsing, pancaking, every floor pancaking from above when you saw it come down, and then it peeled open like a banana. But everything, all the floors basically concentrated themselves, and then one added to the another like a domino effect when it started to go, and just built up, you know, heavy weight hitting the next floor. Now the next floor is not going to take the 2 that are above it. The next floor is going to take the 3 that are above it, the next one, and so on and so on. Now that thing starts to come down, and it's just imploding. When I was in the stairs, all I heard was the just tremendous, you know, sound, the staircase, you know, shaking, and that's when I dove into the corner and just tried to protect myself.
Nice.
You know, at that point, I just had my eyes closed, and I actually felt, because I'm now up against the wall, and I felt the wall move, right, crack, and I felt the floor kind of like start to give. And it was just, now it's just like, just split seconds. I mean, you know, everything flashes through your mind. I'm like, my first thought was, I can't believe this is how I die, right? I can't believe this is, right? Just split seconds. I was like, oh my God, this is my death. This is my death. This is how I die. Split seconds. I mean, like, I'm talking like milliseconds. From there, I'm like, I prayed for my, you know, I'm like, please, you know, my wife, my daughter, I'm never gonna see them. And then, you know, during the fall, it's like, now I'm praying for, you know, quick death. So it's, oh my God, I'm gonna die. Please take care of my family. Make it a quick one, right? That's what I'm going through. And it's just, because now I'm falling just an abrasive, sandblasting type of effect. I'm on this, I guess, slab, but it broke away. So now I'm kind of like free fall, getting knocked around, getting hit. I see flashes of light. from getting hit in the head. You know, someone even say you see stars, right? You know, you see stars, you get hit, right? Either a punch or I was getting knocked around in the head, my back. I just stayed tucked in, abrasive, and this is all happening quick, right? All those thoughts are going through my head. And then I see one big, boom, flash.
E se esse conteúdo te ajudou, deixa o seu like, se inscreva no canal se você ainda não é inscrito, para não perder os próximos vídeos que vão sair aqui, certo? Vejo você no próximo, um abraço.